Stalking season is in full flow, so what we're going to do today is a real easy, simple but tasty venison dish. Now what I've got here is about 500 grams of diced venison. Now all you stalkers out there, you know, you do your carcasses, there's always a lot of minced venison, or in America you call it ground meat or hamburger. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a lovely little pasta dish. We're going to serve it with this fantastic pasta, pappardelle, nice big strands. So basically what we're going to do, first thing, I've got one decent sized onion into my pan. There's about 4 tablespoons of olive oil in there. Into that I'm going to add 2 chopped cloves of garlic, and we're just going to start cooking that for about 10 minutes on not too high a heat, just until it takes on a little bit of colour. But in the meantime, I want to talk about venison. All you stalkers out there, you know how good this product is, and sales are increasing, especially in the UK. People are actually eventually getting the idea that this is a prime product, low in fat, low in cholesterol. You know, it's not a secret. All you stalking and hunting guys out there, and myself, we've known that for a long time, and it's just took this amount of time for people to just latch onto it, and it's increased in sales fourfold. It's such a good, healthy meat. Like I said, it's lean, there's no fat, and in a dish like this, it's just perfect. So like I said, just sweating my onion and my 2 garlic cloves. I've got my 500 grams of mince. I've got 300 mils of a good chicken stock, 300 ml of a good red wine. You know, a dish is only as good as the ingredients you use. You know, these simple dishes, they're so good purely because the quality of ingredients have got to be good. So a decent tin of peeled tomatoes, plum tomatoes. I've got some tomato puree, some lovely sea salt. Now I'm going to add a bit of a chili kick, so you can call it, I suppose, a chili venison ragu with pappardelle. So we're just waiting for those to brown, and then we'll get our meat in. So the onion and garlic, as you can see, have took on a little bit of colour. So in with this fantastic mince. Now what I've used here, if you've seen my Dear Butchery videos, you'll see that I like to cut it up a little different, get more usable cuts. This is actually the trimmings off the haunch of roe deer. So you know, it doesn't hurt sometimes put a bit of the real good meat, the haunch in, when you cut your steaks or your roast or you're trimming it up. Save those trimmings and then mince it, and then you really have got something special. So what we're going to do then, I want to whack the heat up because I want to get some colour on this and caramelization, because that is flavour, and also take out any moisture that is left in the meat. So just break it up with a spoon, and I'm just going to leave it then so I can get a good caramelization on it. Don't want to start moving it around the pan because it won't colour. You'll start boiling it and it'll go that horrible grey, where we want some nice dark coloration. So I just want to show you this part then. As you can see in there, all the moisture is cooked out, and this is where we really begin to cook the meat. You can hear it sizzling away. It's not boiling, there's no moisture in there, and this is where you want to actually leave it to caramelise, to get that lovely crispy coat, which of course is all flavour, which is what it's all about. So you can see in that pan then, that's actually cooked. It's a nice colour. So what we're going to do then is we're going to add 300 ml of this great wine. I suppose I better give it a try first, because as the genius that was Keith Floyd said, it's not good enough to drink, it's not good enough to cook with. I'm sure the sun has gone over the yard arm in some distant part of this empire. Oh, hang on a minute, we haven't got an empire no more. Never mind, let's get it in there. Good 300 ml, about half a bottle. And what we want to do then is we want to cook that out till it's reduced to 1/3 of its volume, scraping the bottom of that pan, getting all that caramelization off the bottom, all that flavour. That's what enriches it. So we just let that on quite a high heat now, cook out until it's reduced down and it's nice and thick and unctuous. What a word that is, unctuous. As you can see then, that red wine is reduced down to a third. It's took on that fantastic, rich, deep colour. All that wine's gone into that meat. So to that we will add our 300ml of a decent chicken stock. That tin of good quality tomatoes. Give that a stir up a minute. And into that, a good squeeze, or a couple of squeezes of tomato puree. And we're just going to gently bring this up to a simmer. But in the meantime, just a little pinch of dried basil, not too much, and then a spot of water. Now when this is finished cooking, we can always thicken it with a bit of corn flour if we need to. You know, everything cooks different stoves, so we'll see how we are at the end. But basically we're going to bring that up to a simmer. We're going to simmer it for 35 to 40 minutes, and in the meantime I am going to chop my chilli. It is rock and roll, baby. That's gently coming up to the simmer then. So I'm going to add my chilli. You can see I chopped that chilli. Now, the chilli is not there to blow you away. So I'm just going to put half of one in, simmer it for 15 minutes or so and check it. You know, it's only meant to be at the back, just a little bit of chilli kick, not too much. And also, you know, a good tip when cooking, you know, taste all the time through the stages. Oh, lovely. Just going to season that up a bit with some nice freshly ground pepper and some of this lovely molten sea salt. Now this sea salt I got at the CLA Game Fair at Blenheim Palace this year. They had a stand and they were giving these away, but as it turned out they couldn't give them away. So the lady kindly gave me a box of them. Very nice, thank you very much. So we've got that to the simmering stage then, so all I've done is turn that down low and we are going to simmer that for 35 to 40 minutes. Just give it one more taste. Just the right amount of chilli. And obviously, you know, you haven't got to use the chilli if you don't want to, but I just think it'll add just that little bit of a dimension, you know, a little bit of heat. Don't think you can beat it. So we'll check on that in half an hour. So that's been 30 minutes then, and as you can see, that is absolutely perfect. Just look at that. It's cooked down, it's all gone into the meat, it's enriched it. That is perfect. Oh, I'll give it a taste. That is absolutely stunning. I mean, that looks good enough on its own. You know, just go and get yourself a loaf of crusty bread, put that on the table, get stuck in. But no, we're going to refine it, dear boy, and we're going to get our Pappardelle pasta on, then we're going to finish the dish. So I'll keep that warm and we'll get the pasta on. Right, I am not trying to teach your granny to suck eggs, but the perfect way to cook pasta: 1 litre of boiling water for every 100 grams of pasta, and then 10 grams of salt for every litre of water. It needs to be as salty as the Atlantic. And that is the trick. In with the pappardelle. 8 minutes till it's al dente. We're going to serve up that monumental ragu. Right, the moment of truth. Let's plate this up. It's my lovely pappardelle, cooked to perfection on the plate. And the beauty of this is you don't need loads of it, so this will go round a few people. Just going to spoon a nice bit on the top. Give it a little bit more, and just give it final drizzle of olive oil, and there you have it, my Roe Ragu with chili and pappardelle. What an amazing looking dish. Now when you do a lot of cooking like I do, you know, you start cooking, you get through the process, and you just know that this is going to be something else. I'm going to mix it up. Got to get in there now. Just coating that lovely pappardelle. Bear with me a second. If you cook just one dish this season, give this a go. All you hunters, your shooters, your field sport guys, your stalkers, this is something special, and it's so easy to do. Not the most glamorous to eat, don't get me wrong, but it's a winner. Just remains for me to say then, thanks for watching. You know, follow me on Twitter at TheScottReaProject. I shall be at the Midland Game Fair at Weston Park in Shropshire in the next couple of weeks. You know, give me a tweet if you're about. I'm going to eat this up. It's just a winner. Can't say enough about it. So I'm going to go before I boil more. Thanks for watching.